and welcome to Main Street Matters by Heart on Main Street, the podcast that knows that thriving main streets are built when you stop, collaborate, and listen. I am your host, Patrick Keiser. We are now at episode 8 of our Duct Tape Marketing series based on John Jantsch's proven system for small business growth. So far, we have laid the foundation with our marketing hourglass, identified your ideal customer, created your talking logo, built trust through content, launched your digital storefront, put referrals out there on purpose, and built consistency with a marketing calendar. Whew, we have done a lot through 7 episodes. If you have not listened to any of these, please go back. We are always building on the next concept. If you're just jumping into episode 8, welcome. Obviously, you are welcome to come in and start right here and listening. This is a very important episode talking about collaboration, but you will learn a lot more by listening to the other 7 that lead up to this. Also, go out and buy John Jantsch's Duct Tape Marketing book. It provides so many insights that I am basing this series off of, and I'm going to find things that are important that I want to highlight, but you all might see something completely different that is more apropos for you in your situation. As I mentioned, today we are talking about the power of partnerships because, well, here's the truth. You don't have to do things alone. Independent doesn't mean alone. In fact, some of the most effective marketing for independent retailers comes from not going solo, but from teaming up with other businesses. As John Jantsch writes, no business is an island. Growth comes faster when you build networks of trust and collaboration. In this episode, we're going to explore why business partnerships matter, the different kinds that you can build, examples of creative collaborations that I have seen on my tours of Main Streets on Main Street Monday, and then, as always, 3 steps that you can take this week to help start your growth through partnerships. So find a buddy with whom you'd like to entwine. It's book club time. Let's start with the why. Why are partnerships such a powerful tool for independent retailers? The answer is leverage. Many retailers that I have spoken to are hesitant to collaborate with other stores, viewing them as competition. We really need to reframe that mindset. Unless you are the exact same store, selling the exact same products, you are not in competition with the other stores in your area. And if you are viewed as the same thing as another store in your area, then you really need to revisit your talking logo and what differentiates yourself. That is episode 3 in the series. You really need to look at how you market yourself differently so that people will see you as a different store. The other stores in your area are not your competition. They are your friends. Big box stores are your competition. Amazon, Temu, Shein, those are your competition. Those places don't care if people come and visit your shopping district, but every retailer in your area does. Your friendly neighborhood retailers in your area are other branches of the Main Street tree. You are all part of the same ecosystem and provide different services for different sectors of buying. And often your buyer sectors will overlap with each other, and that's what can make a great partner in collaboration. When you partner with other businesses, you borrow their credibility, their audience, and their resources, and they borrow yours. It's a win-win. Some examples could be a toy store partnering with a children's boutique. They both reach the same audience of parents, but for different needs. A coffee shop could partner with a bookstore. Bookstore customers linger longer, and the coffee shop gains foot traffic. A florist could partner with a gift shop. Each enhances the value of the other, and they're looking at the same audience, but for different needs, and so they have this wonderful overlapping where they could really work with each other to reach that audience better. Partnerships also demonstrate community spirit. When customers see local businesses working together, it reinforces the idea that Main Street or whatever shopping district that you're in, whether you're in kind of a strip mall or a little different area than a Main Street, this is a team effort, and that builds goodwill. And partnerships stretch your resources as well. Instead of paying for an ad alone, you co-sponsor an event together. Instead of planning a promotion solo, you share the workload and you bring different ideas together that you might have not thought of before. Jantsch points out collaboration is the small business secret weapon. You don't have to outspend your competitors if you out-collaborate them. For independent retailers, this is gold. You might not be able to outmarket Amazon or Target, but you can team up with other neighbors to create experiences that no big box can replicate. So let's talk about different types of partnerships that you could build. One is cross promotions. This is the simplest form. 2 or more businesses promote each other's products or services. So that'd be like a yoga studio giving discounts to the nearby smoothie bar. This could be done with little coupons, or it could be word of mouth references. A pet store could hand out coupons for the local groomer, and a boutique features jewelry from a local artisan. All of these are cross promotions that are low cost and easy to start up. Really, you can just work and partner with another business in your town. Another type of partnership would be looking at joint events. Events are powerful traffic drivers, and partnerships can make them bigger. A bookstore and a cafe hosting an author signing. It would be a great way to bring people in. You get people to pay attention to the bookstore. The coffee shop is going to get business off of that. Both rise. Multiple boutiques can host a progressive shopping night where you go from one store to another and visiting all of these different areas. You're bringing foot traffic through. A hardware store could team up with the garden center for a spring fair event. Events create buzz and give customers a reason to come downtown. And if you can work it together, then you're getting the customers to go into multiple storefronts and increasing the likelihood that they're going to shop in multiple areas. And maybe they'll find new stores that they had never been in before. Another partnership idea could be cause partnerships. So you're teaming up with a nonprofit for a mutual benefit. A toy store collects donations for the children's charity. A restaurant donates a portion of its sales to the local food bank. A clothing boutique partners with a domestic violence shelter for clothing drives. Things like that, where you're partnering with a nonprofit or a charitable organization to help do good. These build community goodwill, and they attract customers who value social responsibility. A fourth partnership idea is bundled offers. So package products from multiple businesses together. The florist, the chocolatier, and the jewelry store all bundle something together for Valentine's Day gifts. A bakery and a coffee shop create breakfast combo cards. A fitness studio and a health food store offer joint memberships. Bundles make shopping easy for customers and spread exposure across different businesses. A fifth idea is co-branding something. So go deeper by creating something together. This might be something like a brewery and a pizzeria creating a signature beer and pizza night. A local artist designs packaging for a retailer's products. Or 2 shops co-create a subscription box featuring their goods. Co-branding reinforces each brand while also creating something entirely new in the process. And then the 6th partnership idea is online collaborations. Partnerships aren't just limited to something that's in person. You can share each other's social media posts. You can run joint giveaways on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook, whatever platform reaches your audience best. And you can also guest post on each other's blogs or newsletters or social media so that you're reaching a different audience with your content. Online collaborations extend reach without geographic limits. So really, the concepts here, I outlined 6, but they're endless ways of working together. The key to all of these is alignment. You want to choose partners who share your values and serve similar customer demographics and are committed to mutual success. Let me share some of my favorite real-life examples that I have seen on main streets all across the country. One of my favorites includes hosting events that not only attracts people to the shopping district, but also encourages them to enter the stores. I have seen this in Saratoga Springs, New York, Bay City, Michigan, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, Hannibal, Missouri, and many other towns. There are different variations on this concept, but one is that you have a food or drink competition among multiple stores. In Coeur d'Alene, they have a mac and cheese competition where stores make different variations of mac and cheese and people go around and try the different types. They receive a scorecard and they get stamps at each location, and then they're able to vote for their favorites. They then turn in the scorecard to be a part of the voting. And if someone visits all of the stores and tries all of the samples, they're entered into a drawing to win a bundled package of goods from all the participating stores. The stores obviously get competitive about who has the highest scoring mac and cheese and who gets the most samples taken. Bay City, Michigan does a very, very similar thing with the idea of hot chocolate as well. Both of these bring people not only into the shopping district, but then they get people to visit the stores and explore the downtown and shop along the way. Another variation on this has to do with doing something in the window displays. Around Halloween in Saratoga Springs, they have a Find the Pumpkin contest, where multiple stores have a special pumpkin in the window. And if you find the pumpkin, you can go inside and get your card stamped. If you find all of the pumpkins, you're entered into winning a bundled gift basket with items from all of the participating stores. There's also a competition for best window displays, and they really make this a big event. Hannibal, Missouri does something very similar around Christmas time in their very own Mark Twain themed way. These are great for bringing people into the downtown. It encourages stores to do something special with their window displays, and it builds a camaraderie among the businesses and develops a larger community spirit. When people see that, see stores working together and really doing something all together, it feels more like a community, and people are much more likely to come back and continue to shop there because it's their community. In Howell, Michigan, several stores all share an alleyway that runs behind them. Well, during COVID, someone had the idea to do something really special here. Instead of this just being an area for people to dump their trash, it could be an event space. The space now holds multiple annual events, including a garden party, a Deck the Alley Christmas party, fashion shows, and sales for items that they can put out in the alley and people will come and shop. During the events, each store stays open late, they offer refreshments, they cross-promote each other and their neighbors. These events have become annual traditions, and they draw hundreds of people into the downtown area and encourage them to go to different stores all along this alleyway, which feeds into about 15 or 20 different stores. In Galena, Illinois, there's a local candle maker who has created several signature scents for many of the retailers all throughout downtown. They've taken the time to develop something unique and special that fits each location. So when you walk in, you can smell the store's personality. Going back to when we looked at the book Why We Buy by Paco Underhill and hitting on the five senses and using that power of smell to really encourage sales. This is amazing what they've done there. The stores, of course, they sell the candles with their scent to customers that want it. And this helps the local candle maker that they have consistent customers who are buying their candles. And they also allow this to have a fun differentiator for many of the stores that really you can smell the personality when you come in. And finally, many towns have some type of infrastructure in order to get retailers and businesses together to talk, whether it be a downtown business development group or a Main Street group or a merchants alliance or whatever you call it. There's something that brings the retail community together. If you don't have this, don't worry. In Lincoln, Illinois, retailers sought out a platform to help them discuss business and plan events and collaborate, but really none existed, so they just started doing it. Once a month, they meet at the coffee shop to talk shop. They say this has completely transformed how they work with each other. They're given a space to talk about their business. They're given a space to be able to share ideas with each other. And now that they know what other events and sales and promotions are going on within their downtown, they can help each other out and they can tell their customers about it. This was something that they weren't doing before. They didn't know what was going on at the different stores because they didn't have a platform to do that. So again, they just got together. These examples prove a point that partnerships don't have to be complicated, but they do have to be intentional. So how do you actually form partnerships? Well, one way you can identify shared customers. Talked about this at the beginning, looking at those different buying sectors and who is a part of each. Who else serves your ideal customer but doesn't compete with you? That's a pool of potential partners right there. Another way, start small. Propose something simple, a cross promotion, a sharing of a social media post, a one-day event together. See if you all can work together. Sometimes personalities clash. Sometimes they go so well together. So build trust before going bigger on something. Be clear about who is doing what, who's going to be paying for what does success look like. You want to avoid misunderstandings and so that you're all on the same page when you start off your partnership together and what this is going to look like. And really focus on making this a win-win. Both sides need to benefit. Ask what's in it for them, not as much as what's in it for me. And then nurture that relationship. Great partnerships are ongoing. They're not one and done. So check in, evaluate, and adjust. As Jantsch sums it up, the best partnerships are built on shared values and mutual trust. So what can you do this week to start help building partnerships in your community? Here are 3 steps that you could do to harness the power of partnerships. I want you to list out 5 potential partners. So write down 5 local businesses or maybe even nonprofits who share your customer base but don't compete with you, that these could be potential partners for you. Reach out to one. Just send them an email, stop by their store, or give them a call. Propose one simple idea like a joint Instagram giveaway or a bring a friend coupon swap. And then test it. Run the collaboration for a week or during one event and track your results. If it works well, and build from there. If you like working with them, this might be the start of a beautiful partnership. And that's it for episode 8 of our Duct Tape Marketing series. Today we talked about the power of partnerships, why they matter, the different forms that they can take. We looked at some real world examples that I have experienced of partnerships across Main Street and throughout the United States, and how to start building your own. Next week in episode 9, we'll explore measuring what matters. Simple metrics for retailers. We'll look at how to track results without drowning in data, so you'll know what's working and where to focus. If you found today's episode inspiring, share it with another retailer, maybe even your next potential partner. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, leaving a review is like giving us a referral. It helps us reach more Main Street businesses. You can find all sorts of resources and webinars and so much more at heartonmainstreet.org. And a quick side note, by the way, in this episode, I mentioned some towns really diving into window displays for the holidays. If this is something that you struggle with or you would like to get more inspiration for, we are hosting a holiday window display webinar next week on September 24th. That is a Wednesday. Our guest is Amy Meadows of Windows Matter. Amy is a window display expert who has decades of experience creating magical window displays that tell stories for retail locations. She was the head designer for the famous Marshall Fields windows in Chicago for over a decade, which I personally loved going to see every Christmas as a child. So working with Amy is kind of like getting to work with a secret hero of mine. So you can register for this through heartonmainstreet.org. Until next time, stay safe, shop local, and keep your heart on Main Street. This episode is written, produced, researched, and edited by me, Patrick Keiser, with a very, very special thanks to John Jantsch and his book, Duct Tape Marketing. For more information about Heart on Main Street, you can visit www.heartonmainstreet.org, and you can email us at contact@heartonmainstreet.org. Thanks. Bye.